guys? So today I'm bringing you the footage from session 2 at Laguna Seca. This was yellow advanced group and had some badass cars in this group. This is open passing, so basically anything goes. I ended up getting a good couple free laps to myself as I was kind of held up by a open wheel car behind me. I made the pass shortly before starting this video, basically, where this video takes place, or starts off, sorry. Going under the Mother's Bridge, braking late, cambered turn, fourth gear turn, or even third gear, I think. I can't remember what I was taking it at. This turn right here is blind. You don't see it until the last second, but it's cambered, so you can really take that one really fast. Up the hill at about 120 miles an hour. Hitting that braking zone late, which is good. A lot of people were hitting it before the 3. You don't really need to hit it before the 3. It's kind of uphill, so I mean, you can brake pretty late and gravity will help you. Going down those 2 cambered turns. I mean, you got the corkscrew, and then the turn after that's pretty cambered. Another cambered turn. Lots of cambered turns as soon as you go uphill. And then towards the bottom, it's all flat, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool aspect. You got to be careful coming out of that turn, not to oversteer at all. A lot of people are getting on the throttle a little too heavy and sliding and spinning and getting close to the wall to the left. Full throttle all the way through. It's blind, but you just have to have the balls to just keep it pinned. Double apex. Be careful on the throttle coming out of there. Sweeping right. Pretty long one, but the one after the Cooper Tire Bridge is even longer. A lot of curbing on this turn right here, so that way, you know, you can pretty much go full throttle if you wanted to as soon as you hit the apex. That's what I was doing. Downshift and we'll punch back out. I was having a short shift. I had a check engine light. It was telling me air mass too high, so chances are my J pipe is broken. But I lowered. I was running a stage 1 tune, and that seemed to not trigger that J pipe into sending me into lip mode. So I just ran a stage 1 tune, and it was no issue. Catching his vet, but I think he pulls off. Pretty fucking lame. Everyone is just pulling off. It's kind of shitty because I really wanted to catch some dudes, especially there was a lot of GT3s and a lot of Cayman spec cars in front of me. Club Sports. There was actually quite a bit of Club Sports on this track day. The GT4 Club Sport. It's a badass car, man. Those things, they look sick. But we'll end up catching some pretty cool cars later on in the video. Swung it a little wide right there. I think I wanted to try a new line. Back on the throttle, a little oversteer. As soon as I see somebody that's reachable, I'm like on the hunt. I don't know, just a mentality I have. Just as soon as I can smell blood, I'm on it. Just balls to the wall. Every lap becomes a hot lap. And I think that last lap I ran was my hot lap. Was my best lap. My PB was a 140.3. Still waiting on the results from Bimmer Challenge to see where I placed. But everything that I saw from the app from the B2 class was pretty promising. I don't want to curse myself though, so I won't tell you guys what I think I finished just yet until I actually see it. Corkscrew is completely blind. The funny story is the first time, the first session, I followed a Miata out on track. There's a S2K. And you could tell it was his first time too, because I followed him and the dude led me right into the damn sewage system right there. Not the sewage system, the rain gutter to the far right as you're coming down the corkscrew. And thankfully I didn't go as wide as he did, but when he came down, I saw his car bouncing up and down like that shit was just smashing the ground, and he ended up pulling off. So I made the move to commit to the outside and get by this dude. I'm not sure if I cut him off. I don't remember. I think he saw that I was there, so he let me by. Seeing the ACR, that ACR is extremely fast, man. That thing was taking turns pretty quick, and just, something about NA power, being able to have all that power immediately helps with the turn exits for sure. Very similar to how the GT3 would feel, I'm guessing, with just coming out of turns and having everything that you need rather than waiting for the boost to build and being in a lower RPM. That turn you hit about 80, 85 miles an hour. Pretty good feeling. Like it gives you that feedback through your seat. It almost like sucks you into place when you make that turn. It's more intense than the corkscrew. Corkscrew's pretty fun though to go down, especially when your tires are properly heated. And as soon as you see that nose dip of your car and you can just pin the throttle all the way down and it grips, that's pretty badass. So the ACR gets by this Cayman. Cayman's next up for me. And it's a straight drag race down the straight. There's a lot of badass cars out there. A lot of GT3 RSs, GT3s, Vipers, 488s, 458s, a couple GTRs. Actually, it was like the first time I seen a GTR on track. One of them sounded like a straight jet. I don't know. Maybe he had upgraded turbos or something, but it was like no motor sound. It literally just sounded like a turbine just fucking spooling up. It was pretty dope. I saw Caterham. There was what else? There was a Datsun laying down 139s. Old Datsun. It was pretty crazy. Cobra. There was a Cobra out there. That thing sounded amazing. That thing was gorgeous too. So we're catching this Cayman. I think we end up catching him by the end of the lap. I may even have to be waiting for another lap to get this dude. I made a lot of time up right there, braking later than everyone else. Under the WeatherTech bridge. We were running a 285 in the front and 325 in the rear. If you guys saw my first part of that, you would have seen those tires. Big fucking tires, and it was great. They were perfect all day long. Great grip, no issues with wear. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and keep them on for this coming weekend. Going back out to Streets of Willow this weekend. It was a super cheap track day, and I got a buddy who wants to ride along. So this Carrera lets everyone by, but by the time I catch him, I can't really dive inside him like that. So I'll wait. So I pretty much gave up all the time that I had made up. And then I'm just going to send it on the inside. This was kind of like my pass zone right here. Get a good drive coming out, and then beat him to the corner. And bam, make the pass right there. That was my passing zone. It's pretty hard to pass everywhere else unless it's right here in the I wouldn't necessarily call this the infield, but the section before you start hill climbing, basically. Yeah, because it's not very safe to be passing through here. GT3 seems to be pulling off. Cool looking car. And then right there, I had a mic hooked up in my helmet thinking that I'd be able to record my voice. That was a fail. The wind killed it. But I was basically describing how I felt going through that apex right there. The car kind of just slid in, and then once it hooked up, once I hit the apex, it kind of just shot straight out. It was a pretty cool feeling. Never felt that in any of the turns here in the Southern California tracks. Hard on the brakes. Brakes were starting to get mushy, but we still pushed on. Which reminds me, I gotta go ahead and do the fluid right now. Actually, after I get done with this video, I'm about to load the car into the garage and start draining that bullshit. He swung way wide. It was funny because I was like thinking to myself, I even said it on the audio, that I didn't think that he'd be able to hold that speed through the corner. Like, it just seemed like he was going way too fast from what I had seen Caymans be doing through there. And sure enough, he just overshot the turn. So now we're on to this ACR. We got a GT3 in front of us and then a Vet. And the GT3s were laying down some fast lap times too. Those guys were sub 140. Yeah, there's some baller ass cars out here. I think the price tag keeps the cool cars on the track, I guess. I don't know. It just seems like the events that are more expensive, the nicer cars show up to. The cheaper events, you know, you get a lot of low budget builds, and this Tesla, fucking crazy. Goddamn Tesla drivers. And now I sense blood. I see we're all bunching up together, and now I'm after them. Unfortunately, I was not able to catch this ACR. I was getting close, and then something would always happen. Somebody would always get in the way. The GT3 senses were all over his ass and moves out the way. So now it's Vet, Viper, and the M3. And we're booking it. You got a good pull out of that straight. It was crazy. And then this M2 just fucks me right now. Look at this guy. Going hella slow, man. Just stay out of the driver's lane, you know? Yeah, terrible. Like, come on, man. If I was going that slow, I would not be driving in the driver's line at all. Just pass me, keep your momentum so I don't kill your lap time or anything you got going on. Just doesn't make sense. It's alright. So we're on the last couple laps here. I think there's only 2 laps left. Yeah, you see the Viper? It's fucking fast, man. I know those cars make good power. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's well over 500. But on my stage 1 tune, you know, I'm making about 480-ish, maybe 460, 480, and then the torque is a good amount. It should be right around the same, but you know, if I got a boost leak, obviously I'm not making peak torque as fast as I need to be making. But this Vet's holding up this ACR, but he can't seem to close the deal. That's the cool thing about open passing is like you don't need to give anyone the line. It'd be nice, but you don't need to. And then I'm right back on. A lot of cars taking that double apex super slow. I got a little oversteer, catch it, reel it back in, get back on it. Ooh, so close. That wing looks so damn good on that Viper too. Overall though, I would say this track is definitely worth the trip. Anybody in this side, basically the West Coast, needs to definitely give this track a shot. It's worth, you know, the entry fee for the 105 decibel. Speaking of that, the sound booth is to the right on this straight right here. So right behind me, it was off to the right. It's like a beige little booth right there, and that's where the lady has her decibel reader and black flags you if you're too loud. But yeah, it's worth it, man. It is so worth it. Monterey is such a beautiful city too, so the weekend's just summed up with just fucking a beautiful city, a beautiful track, perfect weather, and good times with good friends, man. Honestly, it's epic. Can't wait to do this one again. Cannot wait. And we all finished so damn close to each other. Crazy. But that Viper is just so fast out of the straights. So much speed. And that's it, I think. Well, that'll do it for this session. But I have another session that I'll post up probably tomorrow. Try and get as much content out for the Laguna Seca trip as possible. Show you guys some more lap times, some more stuff that went down. But I did want to show you guys a crazy ass clip that I had. It was pretty wild, pretty scary. So the issue with the brake fluid became a serious issue in the third session. And yeah, I'll show you guys this right now. Other than that, car handled beautifully. It just felt perfectly at home. So into the next clip, we're chasing this brand new 992 Carrera. Beautiful car. This guy just kind of sloppy with his lines. I don't know if he was nervous with me behind him or not. Don't really know. But these cars, those goddamn turbos spool up so fast on these things nowadays. And it's like this NA car. It literally just fucking is gone. So the Boxster moves over for both of us. He takes some fucked up line, I don't know. Swings it way wide. Doesn't even hit the second apex. And yeah, I start to once again sense that blood. Get right up on him. All over him. I wonder how much different it is to drive the M3 or the GT3 on track than the M3. It's got to be a whole lot different with the motor in the back, huh? Try to take an inside line right there, but look at that Carrera, man. It's just like the power is there instantly. He gets a little sideways right there, and it's a straight shot uphill at 120 miles an hour. I hit my braking zone and nothing happens. Sketchy as fuck. Nothing happened right there, guys. I hit the brake pedal and this shit went straight to the ground. The brake fluid had boiled, and that was it. I ended up calling it a day after that. Just thinking about another car being in front of that car scared the fuck out of me, as if I could have definitely T-boned him, and that would have been no good at all. So I ended up calling it a day. I think it was a smart thing to do. It kept me from hurting my car or damaging somebody else's car. That would have been no good. And yeah, I think it was a safe play. But other than that, weekend was epic. Can't wait to go again. Stay tuned for the third and last session, which was that one right there. And yeah, leave any comments in the comment section, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. Later.